Did you know 1 in 6 of us has a significant disability? Just like ramps make buildings accessible, it's up to UI/UX designers to make the digital world welcoming for everyone. Ensure your product is accessible isn't just nice to have, it's a win-win for both users and your business. Hi, I'm Ilya, the founder of Eleken, a product design agency for SaaS. Today we're going to deep dive into accessible UX. Let's get started. First things first, what is accessibility? Simply put, it's about making products and services usable for everyone. In our case, we're talking primarily about apps and websites. Accessibility in UX means ensuring that people with different abilities can easily understand, navigate, and interact with the digital world. It's like creating a design that's a perfect fit for everyone, regardless their physical or mental condition. A so-called universal design tries to create one-size-fits-all user experience. That's no way an easy task, because there are different kinds of disabilities. There are permanent disabilities, but also temporary or situational conditions. Also, the issues people experience can be very different. People can be totally blind or have low vision. They can also be colorblind. For some people, it's impossible to distinguish the website content on a mobile device under bright sunlight. Accessibility is about addressing all of these challenges. A poor user experience affects everyone, but it hits people with disabilities even harder. So it becomes clear that usability and accessibility are tightly connected. Inaccessibility isn't just about disabilities. A product can become inaccessible for certain groups of people when it has non-intuitive user flow or unclear instructions. Product usage requires a specific cultural context that not all users can understand. Some social groups, for example, older people, lack background knowledge to use the product. When we put it like this, it becomes clear that inaccessibility can affect far more than 1 of 6 people with disabilities. So if you ask why make your design accessible, there are 2 answers. First, it's about being ethical to your fellow human beings and having empathy. Without it, you can't create a good design. But the second, which is pretty pragmatic, it's also about good business. Making your website or app accessible leads to bigger audience coverage and happy users. It also can potentially save you quite a lot of money on lawsuits. In 2006, Target paid a $6 million fine because their website wasn't inaccessible. Hiring a good UX designer to tackle the accessibility issues from the get-go will certainly cost you less. If you're convinced, let's dive into the details. What are UX accessibility standards and guidelines? There are 2 major sets of accessibility regulations in the United States are WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, and Section 508. WCAG represents the world-accepted standards for the accessibility of websites and apps. It states that accessible design should be persuasive, users should be able to perceive the information presented on a digital resource. Operable. Keyboard navigation must be an alternative solution to using a mouse or a touchpad. Understandable and robust. The website must be advanced enough to be compatible with assistive technologies. In its turn, Section 508 standards must be applied when working on governmental projects. So if you're designing a project for the private sector, follow WCAG guidelines. That will be enough. Now, let's get to the most important question. How do you make design accessible? Here, I'll be talking about some specific tools. Don't worry if you don't memorize them immediately. In the description, you'll find a link to a PDF file with helpful resources from Eleken design team. So your first step is to check your current status. Use tools like X Chrome extension to test your accessibility compliance score. It's like a health check for your design. If anything's wrong, you know where to start. An important thing to do is to support color with other elements. When you outline essential information with color only, people with low visual acuity or color blindness will struggle. So don't rely solely on color. Use labels, bold text, underlines, italics, icons, font weights and size to make your message understandable for people with visual impairments. The complex context as charts and graphs should always be accompanied with text and labels. You can use a color oracle app to check how people that cannot distinguish colors see your design. Next, use focus indicators. What's a focus indicator? When you select a web page item, it usually becomes highlighted with an outline, and that's it. Focus indicators can be used for links, form fields, and buttons. Basically for everything that needs to look different from the surrounding elements. These indicators help users with visual impairments who need screen readers. In some cases, they also are helpful for people with mobility issues. Add alternative text to images. This one is probably familiar to anyone who is on social media. Many platforms offer their users the option of adding an alt text to the visual they are posting. Why? People with low sight can use screen readers. They convert text into speech, but they only work with the written text. They cannot describe an image on their own. Web page images require textual description called alternative text that describes what the image is about and how it relates to the context. You can write alternative text within the alt tag attribute or just explain the image with the surrounding text. If the image adds something meaningful to the overall narrative, please don't just write picture there. Try to be as specific as possible in your description. But according to WCAG recommendations, keep the text lines up to 80 characters to avoid using justified text. This enables zoom options. Then establish content hierarchy. Headings and subheadings form the structure of the text. This helps readers understand better the logical order of the narration. Bigger font titles attract more attention and serve as a context milestones. Moreover, browsers and screen readers communicate with the HTML elements to process the information properly. To ensure it works properly, use HTML elements for structure when developing a website or posting content. The next is the big one. Enable keyboard navigation. It is helpful for people with minor impairments, poor muscle control, and visually impaired people who use screen readers. Make sure your site is navigable using just a keyboard. Test it out. Can you do everything without a mouse? And finally, test with real users. Get feedback, make improvements, and ensure your design truly works for everyone. Creating accessible UX design might require a bit of additional work, but it's totally worth it. Put in the effort, follow the guidelines, and watch your product become accessible to all. It's a win-win as you get both the moral high ground and the chance for reaching a wider audience and getting additional revenue. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button and subscribe, and see you in the next one.